halfway through the year, we are talking with my wife and we go like, do you want to live in another country? Like, okay. So, we're just talking. We're just thinking of, living in another country. And our kids had a stock, man. And the kids said, we're going to live in another country. This is good.
Welcome back to the Playhouse. What is the time? Just so that you may understand. It is 22:12. It is 10:12 p.m. Tulianza what time?
Tuliingia hapa 7. Tumenyorosha hii kitu.
From 7:45. But the story is insane. The story is so impactful. The story is so powerful. And where we are in the story, DJ Krowbar has made his way back to Kenya. If you've been following this thing, he started this thing when he was born.
Yes.
We're in the year 2019, October.
Yes.
Part of the reason why we're doing this CTA, I keep saying, is because Krowbar CTA is a platform where we get to hear somebody's life journey. But another big reason why we decided to kick off this first CTA is because the Karumba family, or the Gatias.
It's the Karumba.
The Karumbas.
Yes.
are going through a bit of a difficult time. DJ Krowbar's wife has kidney failure, but we are hopeful, and we are choosing to be part of the people who support her in her recovery journey. What do I mean by that? She needs to undergo kidney transplant, and that's a very costly process. Costs over 6 million shillings. And so what we're doing is fundraising. And what are the ways in which people can give M-PESA?
It is M-PESA Paybill. 411.
So you go to M-PESA,
yes.
Hit Paybill,
yes,
and the Paybill number, enter business number.
411.
As you can see on the screen.
6415.
Yes.
Yes.
For the account number, just write there CTA.
Yes.
So you can see that the family of CTA support him. And I've been saying this from the moment we just started giving. No amount is too little. It doesn't matter if you've got a shilling. That is going to be truly appreciated, because without that shilling, we'll never get to 6 million. You don't just get to 6 million. The truth be told, every single coin counts.
Yes.
If 6 million people gave a shilling, that's 6 million shillings. In fact, I'm aiming for 10 million shillings. So let me say, if 10 million people gave a shilling, that's 10 million shillings that we've got into.
Very true.
You get? So I'm going to continue by putting...
Yeah, it's continuing.
Continue. So I put in my 2,000 shillings, which I'm blessed, myself and my wife and my family, to go towards supporting. And I can see here, Wanjiru, DJ Krowbar's wife medical fund.
Yes.
You guys, I like that you're using your influence to help your wife. You get?
We actually, okay, we will cross that bridge.
We'll cross that bridge.
I'll tell you how we ended up there.
Sawa.
Yes.
Tuendelee.
So here we are. We finished that interview. Actually, that interview, it ended, and he said, you can grow here and become that person. And I believe they meant it. But there's something I want to highlight about visibility. And most Kenyans take it for granted because we're in a country that is like 99% black.
Yeah. We are the whites of America. You get? So you don't wake up and say, oh my God, I'm black.
No. There is representation everywhere you see.
Yep.
Everywhere you see there is representation. You look at government, you can become anyone in this country.
Yep.
You look in the corporate sector, you can tell the corporate sector is run by people like you and me. So that representation does a lot to the community. It does something to people who are pursuing a dream. And one of the reasons I was looking at that was because I knew if I come to Kenya and plug into any company, I can become anyone in any company. Because there is representation. People like me have maneuvered through and become someone in any institution or organization or government. And so when that is not represented, it dents people, kills morale. And so in a company like that, I just went like for 11 years, there's a problem here.
Okay, anyway, endelea.
Yeah, me, I come home, I just see opportunities. Up to today, I still see them. Up to today. New ones, things just keep on forming and forming and forming in my mind. New ones, I keep see them over and over again. And I come home, I don't even finish 2 days or 3. I meet up with my old friend Ndiema. So we are there catching up, having a good time. And then...
You're in the Airbnb?
No. No, when I come back, I found my wife has moved out from the Airbnb.
Your wife is.
I'm telling you, that woman is a beast.
River Road.
When you see me do all these things for her, she's done a lot for me too. Yes. And so we go.
That's another thing about Kenya.
What?
The work mentality.
Our work ethic.
The hustle.
We go meet Ndiema. After we meet Ndiema, Ndiema says, hey, do you want to go back to TV?
For real?
For real. Ask me right there on my face. Remember, when I left to Kuza, and Ndiema was left there with my brother, Sadiq, that show never lasted 2 years. It died. And it was pulled off air.
What?
That show died and it was pulled off air. Completely died. Me, I couldn't believe it. I saw it when I was in South Africa. I was in shock. I could not believe a child who had worked on so hard is now being pulled off air. Yes. It was unbearable. And they did not have a show on air for years. After that, the whole of 18 and 19, there was nothing on air.
So now he's asking you, do you want to
so
go
I'm
back?
Yeah, have you thought of coming back? And then, guess what happens? Head of production there calls. Let's see how this one can work. And so there is work that has to be put in to find out if a budget can be cleared and stuff. And so that we see if we can go back on air. And man, budget is cleared, and by January, we are on air. We went on air on first week of February.
2020?
2020, just before the pandemic, we were on air. Then...
Were they paying you
They were paying
value?
me. They were paying me my market rate when I left. They said, we can't add any more money. We can't.
But it wasn't free.
But just take this. Take our last position, we will revisit from there. Yes. And so... but before that, I had gotten another. After that, when that thing is going on for Standard Group, a friend of mine, he's known as Peter Kamau, a sound engineer, we are meeting up with him, and then finally, my final transcripts come, right? Around December there, I show him, by the way, these are my transcripts.
So that 50K of what it is, it's paid full, you finished your fees?
No, I didn't finish it. I had a deficit of about 300 Gs when I came back. And so, we continue. I talk with this guy. This guy connects me with Africa Digital Media Institute.
ADMI?
At ADMI, to be an adjunct there.
An ad?
Adjunct.
What's that?
There are different types of lecturers. Adjunct is lecturers who are hired to lecture less than 4 units. And then co-faculty are the ones that adjunct maximum you can do is 4 units. A co-faculty member, maximum you can do is 8 units. Then they have head of department and staff and the whole 9 yards. So I got in there as an adjunct. So I had 2 gigs. I had the KTN gig and I had the ADMI gig happening at the same time. For real, at the same time. And so we came just after the first week.
So you are back on your same show that you were on?
But no, we now did a whole new show.
What do you call the new show?
It was rebranded to Sunday Best. Yes. And this new show, I went all out on it, bro. I made sure we had an audio signature to it. Music was composed. We worked on that music with St. P. So that when our show begins, we have audio signatures. Now you see, I have all these new skills that I'm coming with. I go we have to do this. Our audio has to be like this and stuff. And so me, I'm applying these ones. I'm sharing new ideas with the production team. I think we can do this for Sonic. What? My mind is running because I'm seeing opportunities at Standard Group. So we begin this show, Sunday Best, begins 4 weeks. 4 weeks later, 5, end of March, show is pulled off air because of the pandemic. Okay, when the show is pulled off air, that means no more pay. So what happens? Another guy known as DJ Chris, his other name, it's not Chris Darling. His other name inatoka. Says, hey, do you mind doing live streams? We do live streams together. We start live streaming together with him. You know that those days DJs were now live streaming during the pandemic. I live stream with this guy for 2 months. Sometimes together, sometimes alone. But we do a whole solid live stream for 2 hours. Management is watching. Management calls and says, hey, why don't you come and do that on air? What you're doing on your Facebook page, why don't you come and do it on TV?
What?
Yes. So they're watching, they're saying, okay. So this guy can host and DJ by himself.
Oh, no.
And when he was here, there were 4 people. It was him, Diema, Jijo, and this guy can host and DJ by himself. Bring him only.
No way.
That's how I went back on air.
What show?
Sunday Best. But now, I was told, I remember saying, can I implement my own vision on this show? And they said, dude, do what you want to do with that show. And I said, awesome.
So you paid more?
No, see, everyone was getting a pay cut. See, everyone was getting a 25% pay cut. Or depending with your bracket, whether you're getting a 35% cut. It depends with where you fell.
Yes.
But you are getting a pay cut either way.
But you are doing more. You're everything now.
Sasa, but now, either way, budget was just hampered.
Yes, I get it. No, yeah, pandemic, yeah. So serious downsizing
but
everywhere.
For me, it was more of, there is some form of income here either way.
Yes. This is pandemic, homie.
There is
you
a
adjust.
form of income. You know, I remember actually, during the time when we went off air, for March, for April and May, my current landlord sent me and all the other tenants of his, said, you will all pay half price during the pandemic.
What?
God bless this man of God. At Karibu Homes, man, he said, you and everyone else pay half price. We understand the economy.
You moved back to Karibu Homes?
No, that
okay,
was... Karibu Homes was just behind... tulikuwa tunaishi wapi tena? It's not Karibu. Karibu Homes is where we moved when he came from South Africa.
Yeah.
That name is disappeared.
Okay.
But our landlord alitupatia half price rent. Bro. Half price. Who does that? During the pandemic, that is what he did for all his tenants. So we were able to cushion ourselves. And so went back on TV. Now I was given a platform to build a new thing. And I remember me and the DJs I was mentoring, we sat down and we sat on a vision. And we said, this is a 2-year vision. And in this show, we are not going to play any big artist. We will play only upcoming artists. We were very specific. Only upcoming artists who are singing only. Singing. No rappers. Any rappers will be played at night. But now, it's only singers. Now it was research. Me and my DJs, we would do research. Because I'm now playing stuff I've not had in a while. So it's research, it's looking for new talent, it's doing this, it's talking to producers. I remember one of the guys I spoke to was Vicky Pondis. And they said, Vicky Pondis, do you have someone? And Vicky Pondis told me, yes, I have this guy. What is this young man's name? His name is skipping my mind. But man, did we not play that boy? Yeah. But it was just people who don't get airtime. And we decided to give them airtime. It was links, talking, music. And then I said, I don't want any guests for 2 years. I just want people to enjoy good music. If we are bringing someone here, it has to be worthy the music to stop. It has to be a very, very good reason for us to stop the music. And I was given the support. Did that, up to around October, November there. And I was told, now we need to introduce interviews. And I said, this is going beyond that vision. If we're bringing someone, it has to make very, very good sense. And they said, awesome. We'll have this guy, he'll come, but he'll talk for 30 minutes uninterrupted. I said, this is not a political show. You know, in a political show, you can do that. Yeah. Or you want him to preach. If you want him to preach, it's all right. But an interview for 30 minutes, you will kill the show after a while. For real. People will feel it. And then, Akasama, you just do it for a while and then we see. And we did it. And I went like, no, the numbers are dipping. You know you can tell. Geopol, you can tell your numbers.
Yeah.
You can see your numbers. It was a 2-hour show. You can see your numbers in the first half, 1.5, then you see your numbers dip. Then you see your numbers dip. Then I said, I love this show. I don't want to see this show die. But if we continue this, we'll kill this show. We will kill it. I promise you we will kill this show. But no one was listening. So it got to a place where I got very frustrated. And so I decided, me, I'm walking away. Me, I'm walking away. Said, this is your show. It was an honor again. Yes. Looks like we have this product, but 2 visions. So that is diversions. So the leadership wants the show to go like this. I want the show to go like this. We don't have a sweet spot. You know, a sweet spot really matters. We don't need to agree on everything. We just need a sweet spot. So we never got a sweet spot. And so I left. The goal was in 2 to 4 years' time, we have a new breed of artist. Yes. A new sound. A new way of a new, when people are calling artists, they're calling brand new names. If now I ask you, do you know any new gospel artist in the last 5 years? Exactly, you can't even say. Any name you'll say is someone who's been doing music for 5 years and above.
That's true.
Yes. Okay, there has to be at least one breakout person that you can say.
In SA, did you DJ?
I DJed in campus. I DJed 4 gigs when I was in university.
Nice.
And I played them some Kenyan gospel stuff. You see, them they're used to house DJs.
Yes.
And then when every time I would throw a set, you know me, I scratch. And I do tricks. These guys were just staring at me. It was, you are DJing, but everyone is just holding their drinks, just looking at you like this. You know? It was a new experience to them. They were not used to that style of DJing. Because then they're used to Kwaito, Amapiano, Deep House, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, so I did DJ there. I did DJ there, yeah. So with that, I left, and then I decided I'm now going to concentrate with Africa Digital Media Institute. And so this is now 2021, here we enter, and I say we are going hard on this school. Now I become core faculty there. And so I dig in, but now I dig into ADMI with a vision. I dig in properly with a mindset of, I want to raise a new breed of engineers for our industry. And I say, and I tell my wife, I say, this is going to be a 3 to 5 year plan, but the country should feel this wave by 2030. Yes. I just go long game. We go let's create a huge number of engineers that wherever they will find themselves, the standard will just rise.
I get it.
And so that process begins. That process begins while I'm at ADMI. Halfway through the year, we are talking with my wife and we go like, do you want to live in another country? Like, okay. So, we're just talking. We're just thinking of, living in another country. And our kids had a stock, manze. And the kids said, we're going to live in another country? This is good.
They were happy.
Yeah. Because then they want to relocate again. They were like,
the bug had hit them.
This nomad life is good.
Okay, I get it.
Is that making sense? And so we begin. And so I told my wife, if we are moving differently this time. And so I look for a school that offers masters in any post-production, especially in audio work, 360 and immersive audio, because that is the future. You're wearing a VR right now. It's 360 audio.
Yep.
So we get this school in Germany. I apply. My application goes through. I apply to a DAD scholarship. My scholarship goes through.
For real?
For real. And my intake goes into winter 2022. All right?
What?
And so we are like, man. So next
Here we
year,
go again.
we follow up with our passports. Now we have to renew passports because we come to Kenya and we find passports have changed.
Yep.
They are not dark blue anymore. And so the following year, we begin life again. But now something is happening. When we came back home, I told my wife, you have sacrificed for me to be in South Africa. So it's my time to sacrifice for your business to grow. And so my wife's business was to make clothes and go sell them abroad. And so she would make them, boom, California.
She goes,
comes back, makes Texas, goes, comes back, makes New York, comes back. Just like that. That is our business. So me, I'm like, you do it. I told my wife, if you feel you want more time, I can even quit my job at ADMI. For like 2 years, I support you completely. She says, no, don't quit, you just go on.
So she's making networks, delivery?
Yani, how she's doing big. There was a time she was even stopped by TSA. Yes, because she had so many bags.
Like their clothes.
The clothes. And so here comes 2022 and she had 2 more trips lined up. She had one in April and one in March and another one in August. So she comes, she does that one, comes back. And then on April, Kubamba were doing an old school gig. And then they say, hey, Krowbar, so you come over here, come throw an old school set. We have some millennials.
I rapped at that. I came back to the rap game. After 15-year hiatus, I was back on stage. Even Calligraph came to watch me. Then he's like, you've already rapped.
Calligraph understands the same because he was in gospel. And his brother also. And so, here we go. So sometime there around April, something funny happens. My wife is not feeling well for 1 week. And then that Sunday of the event, she says, babe, I'm not feeling well. I tell her, you go, I'll stay with the kids. Our house manager comes in between the week and she doesn't live with us. So definitely her weekends are free. So I stay with the kids. She goes, calls me, says, wait, things here are not looking good.